There's only 3 things in Chicago that's a known fact. Michael Jordan's gambling addiction, R. Kelly touching underage women, and Bubba Wilcox.
When did I first hear about Bubba? Man, I think it was when my parents would get together, you know. They'd all be drinking, barbecuing. My dad would tell me stories around the grill, things like that.
I met him actually. It was right after I moved to Chicago. I was smoking outside of a bar and I thought that he was just a really drunk guy that needed help, and turns out that's just his accent.
There's only 3 things in Chicago that's a known fact. Michael Jordan's gambling addiction, R. Kelly touching underage women, and Bubba Wilcox. But I've never seen Bubba before, heard silence. But something tells me, I don't know, that might all be folklore, like the Bigfoot, you know?
Every dive bar in the city has a drink special named after Bubba. Okay, my favorite bar, The Native, they have a well tequila shot and a spare rib for $5. But I just thought he was a myth. Like, I didn't think any of these stories were true. I just thought it was some joke we were all in on.
See, most people don't know this, but you gotta tenderize the meat. You gotta poke at it a little bit to get the meat tender. That's the Chicago barbecue secret, you see? While this meat's tenderized, my shoes got a little wet last night, I'm just gonna, the bad boys. There we go, get a nice sear on those babies. Hi, my name is Bubba Wilcox III, and I'm a 4th generation Chicago BBQ legend coming down from my pappy's 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 pap. Before that, his pappy before him came from Romania. There wasn't much barbecue. But you gotta understand, 4 pappies ago in Chicago, that's where barbecue started.
Where do I think it started? I don't know, Memphis, Nashville, New Orleans probably, like somewhere in the South, right?
I don't know, like maybe Texas?
I mean, it's gotta be pretty old, right? I mean, we've kind of had fire and men and meat forever.
When you think of Chicago, you think of Italian beef, you know, Maxwell Street Polish. When I hear barbecue, I hear, you know, Texas, Tennessee, something like that, you know?
See, people like to talk about some of the more popular places when it comes to barbecue. They talk about Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Memphis, Oklahoma City, St. Louis, Kansas City. But see, none of that makes sense because it's hot in all those places. Why are you gonna have barbecue in a place where it's already hot? Like take Texas for example, right? Texas is gonna be 100 degrees, you're gonna be barbecuing all when you're cold, you're gonna start sweating, it's gonna get in your eye, you're not gonna have a good time, that's not gonna be fun. And you don't understand, that doesn't make sense because barbecue is the most fun that anybody could have. You see, Chicago barbecue is probably the oldest barbecue we got. I learned it from my pappy and his pappy before him, etc., etc. You see, I've been studying Chicago barbecue for about 20-something odd years now. See, Chicago barbecue is not about setting up slow cookeries and spots. It's about the process of the meat and how the smoke infuses with the meat and the angles of that smoke hit your mouth. In a lot of ways, it's kind of like trigonometry in how the angles of the smoke reflect in the flavors within your mouth.
You studied trigonometry?
Yeah, it's just science, buddy.
I think it's math.
Yeah, 100%, that's exactly right, just like barbecue. You gotta offer some of the barbecue back to the land. It's to not upset the spirits of Chicago. Mayo is my day.
What are you doing, Bubba?
Communicating with the spirits. You see, after a cook through the smoke, you could talk to the spirits that have passed on. I'm communicating with my pappies. That's why it's so important to give a portion of the cook back to the city so you don't upset the spirits. The message is clear. We must follow the smoke. We leave now.
Where are we going?
Find the next slow cookery spot. I could hear it in the smoke. My pappies are telling me where to go. We have to move quick before the message fades.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Julius Grand. I'm the owner of Chicago BBQ House. We've been here for a few years now, and the city has been welcoming us with open arms. Seriously, business has been fantastic. I'm originally from South Carolina, and that's the kind of cooking we do here. You know, low and slow, baby. Long nights, apple cider vinegar pellets, the whole hot dog. I first met Bubba when I moved to Chicago. He actually helped me plan a big barbecue when we first opened our location. It was actually at the Bean. Bubba Wilcox is credited for creating the first reflection barbecue. It was in the papers, local news, it was everywhere. We actually offered him a piece of equity in our restaurant, and he said no. He actually seemed sad. He said, barbecue is not about the money. It's about the people.
You see, you gotta claim your spot. That's what you gotta do in Chicago barbecue, so no other barbecues will take your spot. Some people like to use chairs, the rugs, the suitcases, the stuff to claim the spot. I'm a purist, I'm a barbecue purist, so I kind of like to just pee on the ground, let other barbecues know about my scent. But it's great if you want to use stuff like chairs and suitcases, because then you could use that stuff to put into your fire for your kindling. Because it's part of the transference of the meat. Where that stuff has been will get into the smoke and flavor your meat. For example, if you had a suitcase that had been to France and then you use that inside your kindling, well then your brisket's gonna be a little bit French. You understand how that works? So what we're gonna do now is gonna wait about an hour until these coals are ready, and then we're gonna throw on this Persian pillow because you understand this pillow has traveled, it's been created by some Persian people, and when we get it into our barbecue, that's going to make our barbecue a little bit Mediterranean. It's going to make it a little bit Persian.
What is that?
This right here is the secret to Chicago barbecue. It's in the seasoning. See, this bag of seasoning is very, very potent because it was given to me by my pappy, and a bag was given to him, to his pappy's pappy, and his pappy's pappy. I've carried this around for about 20 years. The thing about seasoning is, with the seasoning, you can't always understand where it's been, but you can sure take it places. I've taken this to the Eiffel Tower. I've taken this to Churchill Downs. I've taken this to many historic places. So some of that knowledge, some of that experience will get in the meat. You understand? See, you got to give something back to the spirits. All right, the barbecue's almost ready. The people gonna be here soon. You see, with Chicago barbecue, you don't have to tell no one where it's gonna be. It's just for those select few who feel the incline, the impulse to just follow where their nose may lead them. You see, guys, Chicago barbecue is probably the oldest barbecue we got. Most people don't know this, but the barbecue is rooted in the history of the Chicago. So at the earliest days of Chicago, we had the Chicago Fire. You guys know about the Chicago Fire? Yeah. The Chicago Fire, everybody was, the whole city caught on fire. The people like talk about all the negatives of the fire, killed a whole lot of people, burned up a whole lot of buildings, but the truth is, so much greatness came out of it, right? So what happened was everybody's running around like, oh my God, my house is on fire. What do I do with my sheep? What do I do with my pigs? What do I do with my cows, right? So what they had done was they hung the animals up from the rafters, and the smoke from the city, all those stories of Mrs. O'Leary and all these people got into the meat, and that's where you get smoked meat from. It's pretty fascinating when you think about it. Does anybody else want to have any questions about like Chicago barbecue or historic places you would like to know about?
Yeah, wasn't that cow kind of an important part?
Mrs. O'Leary's cow? 100%. So back in the day, there was the old school tractor, right? And during the fire and the pandemonium, it had killed the cow, but in a very specific kind of way, where it had cut out a part of the cow nobody had cut before. And that's where we get the world's first brisket. And that's now we have brisket, we have burnt ends, we have all this stuff because of Mrs. O'Leary's cow.
Amazing.
So I don't know if you knew that, guys, but hey, good news, food's ready. Let's get them in true Chicago barbecue fashion. There's no plates, there's no forks, it's just straight food to hand, okay? It's kind of hot, so I'm gonna give you guys a paper towel though. Everybody take a paper towel. Yep. Pass them down. That's community right there. Ooh. That's Chicago, that's right. I like this. Okay, one for you. Another one for you. Now, I made a couple tortillas. I didn't have enough for anybody. I don't know if people know this, but tortillas were actually started in Chicago. So in 1855, during the Lager beer riots, people was going crazy and such. And they took the bread and they didn't let it have time to get risen, kind of like Passover, and it just turned into a tortilla. It's a Chicago fact. Who would like the brat on a tortilla?
Hell yeah.
These two right here? Okay. And we only have mustard because it's Chicago, okay? Don't ask me for no ketchup. Do you like well done or do you like regular?
Regular.
Regular, okay. Okay, take that. Take that there, miss. Would you like the mustard?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get a little squirt of mustard on there for yourself. On a tortilla?
Yeah, Bubba, let me get one of those well done.
Well done on a tortilla. Okay, here you go. She's got the mustard.
You sure?
Anybody else like a tortilla?
Yeah, I'll take tortilla,
Okay,
Bubba.
tortilla. Well done or regular?
Well done, Bubba.
Well done. Here you go.
Thanks, my man.
There you go. And for you, since there's no more tortillas, You just take it in your hand, that's Chicago style.
I'd like in my hand,
No, you can take it in there. Yeah, there you go. Grab that. Very nice. And yeah, enjoy everybody. What do you guys think of the food?
Very good. It's great.
That's Chicago barbecue right there. I'm so glad everybody liked it. That's amazing.
Legend is true.
That's amazing.